I want to get back to the renewables issue now and the plague across our landscape of renewables infrastructure. We've spoken with photographer and environmentalist Steven Nowakowski plenty of times. He's put together a new animation mapping now of proposed wind turbines and other renewables infrastructure across New South Wales. He did a similar job for Queensland, which we've shown you before. According to Steven, 849 wind turbines are operating across New South Wales now, with 6,701 more proposed. The scale of this green energy march is absolutely mind-blowing. And Steven Nowakowski joins me again now. Good to talk to you again, Steven. These animations really demonstrate to us that we ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, when you drive around regional New South Wales, Queensland or Victoria and South Australia, the renewables landscape is obvious. But what you're saying is virtually for every wind turbine we see now, we're going to see another 8 or 9 in the future.
Exactly right. This is just the tip of the iceberg, Chris. So, for example, in New South Wales, I've done all the mapping of the projects that are in the pipeline. If they were all to be approved, there'd be 6,701 new turbines. And included in that, there'll be 6,649 kilometres of new haulage roads connecting all these turbines together. And you also have to include that these need to be all connected with transmission line. And then they need to be firmed with batteries or pumped hydro. And then you need a fleet of new gas peaking plants to keep the lights on when none of this works. So I don't think the average Australian really understands or comprehends the task at hand to try to achieve these targets by 2030 and 2060 or 2050.
And that's why these animations and mapping that you've been doing are so important, because it means anyone can get on to YouTube and the like and see this stuff and understand where it's all been approved and what the landscape's going to look like. Where can people see this? Can they Google it and have a look on YouTube? Right.
Yeah, so I'm a board member of Rainforest Reserves Australia. So if you just go into YouTube and do a search on Rainforest Reserves Australia, you'll see a whole heap of animations that we've been able to do. And I'm working on the animation right now for Tasmania, and I think that will really shock a lot of people as well, particularly the Tarkine coast, the west coast of Tasmania, which is really earmarked to be industrialised by wind turbines. So, like I said, I don't think the average Australian really understands. Australia-wide, we've now mapped 21,000 turbines, just over 21,000 turbines proposed. Now, if you take into consideration each turbine costs around $25 million each, the reason why I say that is the Lotus Creek wind farm here in Queensland under construction is a $1.3 billion project, 46 turbines, $28 million a turbine. Let's say they're $25 million. $25 million times 21,000 proposed turbines. We're looking at well over $500 billion just in turbines alone. That excludes transmission, solar, batteries, pumped hydro, and the gas peaking plants that are yet to be built. So we're looking at around $1.3 to $1.5 trillion just to reach those 2030 targets. And that falls in line with the net zero report that was done by Princeton University late last year.